But it ain't just me. Boom! Lexi's here too. I don't need to say boom. I'm not that old. I mean, I'm old. I ain't that old. Lexi, how's it going?
I'm here. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows that life has been insane. I am not up to date. I am here to be shocked by the things that Ryan presents and for uninformed vibes mostly. So,
yeah. But also, with that said, this Friday is Memorial Day.
Yes.
Correct?
Well, this Friday,
in the States?
I don't think Friday. So Friday is the Marine Corps birthday. And then over the weekend, we also have Veterans Day, which is different from Memorial Day here in the States.
Right. Okay. And then on the 11th, which is the Saturday, Canada has Remembrance Day, which is the same thing, but different.
Yes.
Where we just kind of like honored our soldiers, more or less, right?
Yeah.
But so with, all that kind of stuff. So Canada and States, we all do the same thing, different, do it on different days. It's pretty much the same thing. We call it something different. But that's all coming up.
This year, I am very pregnant, which means not celebrating the way I normally celebrate, which is with so much alcohol. So,
next year. Next year. It'll be all right.
2 years now. I have been 7 months pregnant for the Marine Corps ball, which is fine.
Oh, it's okay. You're only having 2, right?
That's it. 2 and done.
2 and done. So that's it. That's all you had to give up was two Memorial Days. You're fine. Or you're fine. You're fine. This one will go by fast. I swear. I think. I don't know if that's how that works.
I
don't know.
I love when people who can't / have never been pregnant tell me it'll be fine. It'll go by fast. It won't be that bad.
Yeah. I am totally self-aware of how that sounded and who that was coming from. I'm just trying to be supportive. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's like when people I hear the same thing about when I work on a movie as well. Which, by the way, self shout out, Ghostbusters trailer dropped today, so I hope everyone did watch it and enjoy it. If you didn't, watch it later. It's fine. It's fine. But let's take a quick say hello to the chat before we get started. And while you're in the chat as well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quickly drop. Now I got to find it. Got to find the link. Let's do this. We are going to do a prize tonight.
Yay. And it's my girl.
And it is your girl. All right. Hang on. I think that might be the wrong link. That's the right link. That would have been really bad.
What's the other link?
It would have been so you can edit it. So you can this is so you can actually fill it in. All right. So yes, before I say hi to the chat, we do have a prize. We got a Women of DC bust of Starfire based off the artwork of Terry Dotson. Correct, right? Hang on, I had to look at the box. Yes, Terry Dotson. It is Terry Dotson. So if you need a little spice in your life, some alien spice, this is it. This is what you're going to win tonight just for being here. And why are we celebrating? Well, we're this close to getting everything set up for members. And once we do have our members and we start getting members at the end of the year, we are going to be drawing for this Miles sketchbook replica, which you could only get if you were a crew member on Across the Spider-Verse, and we're going to be giving this away to members. So,
which I know Ryan is very subtle about it and doesn't mention it often, but he was.
Yep, I was part of it. It's all good. So I'm going to quickly say hello to the chat and thank you all for being here with all the Ghostbusters nonsense going on today. I'm glad you chose to be here. Unlimited power. Derek Hoover, Dorlaxian, we got Quip here, Gady's Toys, my boy from Toronto. Toy Artist here, Shiny Plastic People, Matt Bush coming in hard. Love it. Steve Lawrence, Geek the F Out. I will be on their channel on Friday talking about Loki. So be sure to check out Geek the F Out. I will be there. Yoko McCann will also be there with me. They also said many other people. Shouldn't need many other people if I'm on the stream, as far as I'm concerned. Cougar McGillicuddy, Lucha Johnny, Stanley Eberhard, Nolan is here. We've got Flash 739 and Batboy versus Chad Stewart. Oh my goodness. And I think I am Stanley's Toy Channel. Randall Guzik. Awesome. I think we are all caught up. So there it is. I hope that link in the chat works for the thing. I will check it here shortly in a bit. But in the meantime, Lexi, I don't know if you watched the episode from 3 weeks ago
Of
Gotham City Tonight. No, and it's okay. This is why I'm giving you a quick refresher. I said I wanted to reread Marvel Heroes Reborn, which came out in the mid-90s. This is when Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld came back. And it always has a bad rep of being bad. And I did find them during my time off, and I did read them.
Nice.
This Captain America, as we know, is infamous with the giant chested Captain America.
Chest cap, yes.
Big chest cap. So get this, out of all the ones I couldn't find the Iron Man one yet, but out of all of the ones, like I think Fantastic Four has the best art because it's Jim Lee. You can't go wrong with Jim Lee. The guy's always good. I am going to say this, story-wise, everything feels rushed because you could tell they were trying to tell big stories in like 4 issues and then moving on to the next thing and then trying to get ready for the return. I have to say, the art in this, not good. It just isn't. I'm sorry. It just isn't. But it's just the way it is. I'm sorry.
Show us a page. Show us a page.
Oh gosh, where did his Red Skull's pretty good? But let's hang on. Hang on. I know which one I want to show. I just need to find it. Where it just had me like, what is happening in this? It had no.
What is happening?
What is like that's supposed to be a little boy, but he looks the same as like every other dude.
Who all look the same as each other.
It's bad. But anyways, the story in this, it has some potential. I was like, you know what? If they expanded on this. Because it's like, it's Nazis coming back to America, relevant. And they made base in a church. That's probably relevant somewhere in the United States. And they got to get Cap back in action so that he could take out the Nazi menace. And I was like, hey, this is actually a pretty solid idea. And that's, you know, they had Red Skull and the leader and Crossbones and all that stuff kind of show up. I dug it. If you can get past the art, it's pretty good. All right. With that said, which news do you want to dive into first, Lexi? Are you working while you do this too? No.
No, I'm fixing your Google form.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, yes. There we go. Everyone who tried to access the document and do that for the giveaway, you should be good now.
Oh, okay. There it is. Okay. Do you want to reshare the link?
The link should still work. You'll just have to request access, but I've given everyone access so far. But we can reshare the link too.
Okay. See, this is, thank God you're here. Dear God. All right. What should we start with? Should we let's do the toy news. It's quick. It's dirty. The only thing there's not really any toy news, but to me, this is all kind of like something I want to throw out there. This is from the McFarlane site. These are the Batman and Robin Schumacher figures that came out. You get all 4 figures. You get to build Mr. Freeze. They went on for pre-order today. I know we've all been anxiously waiting for these figures. I think they look absolutely gorgeous. And you know what? Let's see if right? Like it's just, it had me kind of like bummed out because I was like, this figure could could possibly it won't show that. It won't show it big. But anyways, there's the Poison Ivy. It kind of blows my mind that McFarlane does not do more female figures because they do a really good job of them. So it's kind of a bummer that they don't really do more. And I know that's been a broken record topic on this show plenty of times. But I do want to point it out there in case you missed it that they went on for pre-order on Amazon. According to the site, you should be able to get them at other places as well. I'm probably going to end up ordering mine from somewhere Canadian. But yes, I think these figures are awesome. Everyone should be buying them so we can get Batman Forever and Batman Returns. Because I need a Michelle Pfeiffer figure and a Jim Carrey figure like yesterday. That's that. Any thoughts on these? Are you going to get these? Christmas is coming. You've got kids and a husband.
Yes, I do. But that we're not like big toy collectors. You ask me this every time. You're like, which ones are you going to get, Lexi? And I'm like, none of them.
None of them. It's fine. It's fine. I kind of enjoy putting you in that spot. That's my fault.
It's all good. It's all good. No, yeah. I am more figurine than toy when it comes to things that excite me, especially if it's like a really like nice, like movie accurate Baba figurine. Like again, my kid's not even 2 yet. So like, he's just going to like chew on it and then throw it at a wall. So
right. That's fine. I get it. It's all good. It's all good.
I know this is your passion and I love that for you. I do. Maybe when he gets a little older.
Well, next week, just as a heads up, I haven't even given you a heads up. I just said I have an idea for next week. So next week, this is what I want to do because I have this thing where I don't get into Christmas until after Remembrance Day.
Oh.
Just out of respect for everyone that has lost their lives to defend our country. I like to kind of put them before Christmas after Remembrance Day, and we give our condolences and our remembrance. Then it's time for me to move on to Christmas. So next week we can move on to Christmas properly, and I want to go over toys that would be good for your little ones,
Aww.
maybe for yourself, and go over toys that are out now that maybe if you don't have kids but you still want to give. What are some good ideas that maybe that's on discount or maybe not on discount, just maybe good deals that you could have for a toy drive for those kids who are less fortunate. So I kind of want to start that early before Dirty American Thanksgiving.
Black Friday.
Right. And Black Friday coming up. Exactly. Right. So you can hit those sales so that you can have stuff for not just you, because I know all of you shop for yourselves too on Black Friday. Don't try to act like you don't. We all know you do.
Yeah, that's actually awesome because I already had some toys that I had like kind of lined up for, because everyone asks for the kids' wish list, and I'm like, hey kid, what do you want for Christmas? And he says cookie, and you're like, well, we gotta do better than that, So I did actually do a little looking around for things that would be good for him for Christmas.
Right. Imagine X. Right. Oh,
Imagine X is actually one of the things. Imagine X, the Fisher Price Little People. That's what their title is.
Yes. Yes. No, I know what you're saying. Just to make that clear.
To be very clear. And then they actually had some really cool collections of like the board books. So the books that aren't like paper, they're like all the hardboard pages that are all superhero stuff. So yeah.
I think
my kid's not that into Paw Patrol. Sorry, I saw some people saying like Paw Patrol. Oops. Yeah. Damien did not super get into Paw Patrol. Bluey, yes. Paw Patrol, not so much.
I feel like there's just as many adults into Bluey as there are children.
It's good. He did get into Pupstruction, which is a puppy construction team.
That's super cute.
Super weird. Not going to lie. Don't get it, but
You're talking to a guy whose generation was like the Muppets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Trust me.
He does like Sesame Street. He surprised me. He said Elmo the other day, like just unprompted. So I was like, all right, Elmo.
Okay.
We're about Elmo.
Write that down.
For Steven, the Elmo's World theme song came on. And for those of you who have not watched Elmo's World recently because you're a grown up, the theme song has changed slightly. So Stephen comes in and he sees Elmo's World and he starts singing the Elmo's World theme song. And then the theme song, as all modern songs do, goes rogue on him. So Stephen's standing there like, what happened to the song? And I'm like, sorry, old man.
Yeah. Sorry.
Not what it sounds like anymore.
Yeah.
Gotta keep up.
Yeah. That's it. We've moved on.
Yeah.
That's too funny. But yes, I want to do that next week. So that doesn't there's a little bit of homework for you, Lexi, on this one. My apologies. I know
that's okay. I've already done it. I've been getting ready for Christmas for weeks.
Yes, perfect. Yes. Right. And yeah, I'm gonna try and think of some places you can drop off nearby here in the Pacific Northwest if you're near Lexi and myself, up in Canada and in the Seattle-ish area. All of that. There's a lot there. You guys have a lot there. Let's move on to quickly movie news. First off, the big movie news today. The strike is over. They have reached a deal.
After what was it, 118 days?
118 days for the actors. I think it was even a little more for the writers, but the writer strike has been over now for a couple weeks. They were expecting, I know the studios, me working for one, having a little insider knowledge. I think some of the studios were expecting already the strike to be over, but obviously there were some other studios holding things back. We could probably guess on who those were.
I think that the big studios really underestimated an actor's willingness to starve themselves.
Yeah. Right. These are a group of people that will starve themselves to look good on camera.
That just means like they're used to not making money anyway. So
correct, right?
They're used to having to work 3 other jobs to make ends meet. So, oh no, I can't act for 100 days.
You know what? And I know we lean a little hard on The Rock on this channel, but I have to give that man some props for
like The Rock,
donating.
dude.
Well, I give The Rock shit all the time for his like God mode characters on screen. But regardless, he did good. He donated millions of dollars to the actors for the strike so that they could just keep going. And so they had some more of that backup. So good on him, right? I have to give that man props for that. I'm not going to take back anything I said, but I'm giving him props nonetheless.
Well, it has nothing to do with his acting ability.
That's true. And here's the other good news. This means Penguin's going to be back filming probably already as soon as next week. And I'm very excited for that. I hope we're all excited for that. Yeah, I'm stoked. This is just good. It's good. It lets me know that there's going to be work next year after Ghostbusters in case other things get pushed around. But yeah, James Gunn announced that he was still doing, what's the animated one? The monster one. There's that monster cartoon that he's doing first. Which is part of the whole new Gunverse thing. But he said that hasn't slowed down because it's like they think they've already recorded it. They're already doing animation.
So that's I'm totally as surprised fine. As everyone else is.
Right?
Tonight.
Yes. Shock. And so with that,
Gunn is doing what?
Yeah, right. So now we're doing that. So that's still a go. But now everyone's acting. I've seen so many posts about this, and I don't usually like to bring up rumors, but the fact that no one's debunked this yet, kind of thing. John Logan seems to be the front runner to be the writer. Big Marvel logo and some X-Men. Awesome. Thank you, IMDb. I love X-Men, so bring it on. John Logan might be writing the Brave and the Bold, the Batman family movie, which I think is actually a pretty big deal because he's written some big stuff. Right? So he's done the Skyfall, Spectre, those 007 movies, Gladiator, right? That's a big one. Last Samurai, if you like white savior stories, it's a really, really good film.
Did you know The Last Samurai was a white man?
Yeah, I didn't until I saw that movie. I feel so much more woke than I did the day before.
I'm just saying. Thank God we have Tom Cruise to tell our stories. It's like Scarlett Johansson, the representation we need.
Oh my God, right? I was like, I heard Scarlett Johansson signed on to play Storm for X-Men.
As she should.
As she should.
Hey, though, Gladiator, obviously a good movie.
Gladiator, good movie. Any given Sunday.
Speaking.
Any given Sunday. I think that's.
I don't think I've ever seen that one, actually.
Right. The Time Machine. Star Trek Nemesis. I know some people didn't like that. I liked it. It's a TNG movie for you Trekkies out there.
Todd.
Right? Yeah. Sweeney Todd. Penny Dreadful. Alien Covenant, I don't remember that being that good, but again, he's got other work to defend himself as far as I'm concerned. I think he's a great pick, knowing what he's written, which seems to be very grounded.
Look, he's got Rango.
He's got Rango.
He's got Rango. So, I mean, that's that.
That's that.
That's that.
Kate, you know what? That's that. Someone hang on. Someone in the chat just said that's TNG is like the worst one, or maybe I'm reading that wrong. Oh, it's just Andrew. Didn't he write Star Trek Nemesis the worst one? I don't really. You think that's the worst one? Oh man. Okay, I don't think it's the worst one.
I feel like this guy a little bit. People are like, oh, he wrote Gladiator. It's going to be great. And then it's like, don't look behind the curtain.
Right?
And everything else I've done.
Well, of course, like when you're going to promote somebody, you're not going to sit there and go, oh.
He wrote Rango. No.
I liked Rango. But it's like, even so, like if someone actually thinks who's writing the articles, like thinks Nemesis is the worst one, they're not going to say he's known for this. He's going to say he's known for Gladiator and those really good James Bond movies, right? Like It's just, and I think here's the cool thing about those James Bond movies, that the Bruce Wayne is going to be amazing if he is the writer, and him also writing, not just Skyfall, but I just said it. Any Given Sunday. That he can also write about teams. So I think he's I don't know. I personally think he's going to, if he is the one to write a Batman movie, I am all for it.
And I'm just, again, remember, I would like to emphasize that my place here tonight is uninformed vibes.
Yes.
And I'm just going to throw out there that the uninformed vibe that and you guys know, I was actually really hyped for the James Gunn DC verse. My hype has kind of died. I don't think it's going to be a terrible disaster. I could still be sold on it. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm not really excited anymore.
Because do you think it's because it's just been so long and we haven't seen anything? These strikes happen, slowing things down.
No, it's not. What it is for me is I feel like what made me so excited in the beginning was James Gunn started off this announcement with like this full commitment to it being like a hard reset. Like we're starting over. And
let's talk about this.
Every new announcement, it feels like there's one more thing they're keeping, one more person they're keeping. Not this guy, but this person. And then it starts to feel muddled again. But the whole reason we had to restart was because the Snyderverse was getting muddled.
Yes.
And I just am worried that it's without the hard restart, it can't be better than meh. It just can't.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on this, except I would be totally bummed out if they didn't make more Peacemaker. Maybe you're right. Maybe one season's enough.
It was good, but is it worth sacrificing the potential of a completely fresh start for? Or can we just enjoy that we had it? Like, I loved the casting we had with like Gal and Ben and
Correct.
Henry, and I had to let that go to be hype about the new one. So it's, I don't know, there's just so much that I feel like I finally finished the Flash movie.
Oh,
we finally watched the second half.
Okay.
Supergirl, whatever, was really disappointing, actually.
I really like
super let down with how they used her.
Okay, so
how they handled
I
her.
haven't watched it since I saw it in theater, and I remember coming out of the theater being like, she's awesome. And now I can't remember why she's awesome, or am I just being a typical dude and just thinking she's hot and therefore she's awesome?
Yeah. Like, I was hyped for her. You know how excited I was.
Yes. Well, we all were. She looked awesome. Right? But she still looked awesome.
She was fridged.
Okay.
She was a fridged character.
Oh my God. That's the best. Yes. You're right. You're absolutely right. And
there was no point to her other than to die infinitely. So at the hands of the person that her male cousin was able to defeat. Like, that's it.
That's it's here's the other thing too with that is that did you know that there was supposed to be like sexual tension between her and one of the Flashes? Did you feel that? Did you sense that? No. It's when Troy was on here, we did Troy Benjamin. We did a review episode.
I sensed a one-sided, like him into her.
See, I didn't even catch that either, because even he was like, "Oh, he totally has a crush on."
Oh, I can spot a simple mile away.
But it just like the whole time he's just like, "Yeah, there's supposed to be like tension there," and I was like, "No,
there's so much else going on. Who cares?"
Right?
There was no time for tension. There was no need for tension. There was like shit happening.
There was no need for that movie. I thought, what a waste of Keaton.
Yeah.
Right? Like what? It was just. It's cool seeing Keaton back in the costume, but it means nothing if nothing happens.
Yeah.
Right? Like I popped too when George Clooney popped out and he's Bruce Wayne. I was like, yeah, awesome. And then I was like, oh, and then you're like,
I did love that.
But you're just.
But now, what are they like? But then, so here was my other question though about the ending with it being George Clooney was, because then I was left feeling like, wait, so is there going to be another movie, or are we just leaving it at, and then he didn't actually succeed?
That's where we're
the end of the entire Snyderverse.
That's it. That's all they did. That's all this was to just say, this is it. Case closed. I feel like Madison. Case closed.
It was, and the CGI was, sorry, you didn't work on it, did you?
No.
Okay, it was so bad.
Yeah. Here's another thing we talked about too with that is that really okay, so I think a lot of people always kind of like talk about the babies.
Oh God.
And I think the babies had to almost be bad because it might have been like really if they looked real.
But it wasn't just like, they were definitely part of it. But even just that whole thing happening with them was like, even if they didn't look real, it still felt, it was just weird. It wasn't even like an uncomfortable, like, oh, I'm so worried about the CGI bebés. It was just weird.
It was. And the kaleidoscope stuff where he's traveling through the Speed Force.
Yeah, and he like took one of the babies and like threw it in a microwave.
I just wanted to bring that up. The microwave baby.
And you're just like, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. And it just kept getting worse somehow.
It did. Though I did like the stuff with Batman and Wonder Woman kind of showing up and being cool. I kind of dug that. But it was
I love whenever Wonder Woman shows up, except for her second movie.
Yeah, correct. Which is now going to be on Netflix, everyone. So if you really want to watch Whoa 84, if you really want to give it one more chance, just in case we are wrong, you might enjoy it where we did not. Be sure to check it out.
You want to go watch Wonder Woman 84 and give it a chance. I cannot legally stop you from doing that.
Right, exactly. Bring in Grant Gustin. I agree. And Quip also adds on to the Wonder Woman has the best theme. It's true.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, we entered my wedding reception to the Wonder Woman theme. Obsessed with it. You know what? And I will actually say about The Flash, and I'm going to shock myself by saying this, because you know how I feel about Ezra Miller generally as a human being. But
yes.
it's actually, again, such a shame, because I actually really was impressed by their performance in a lot of ways in The Flash.
Yeah, I get that.
And there were some really cool things, like in the way that they played off the version of this person who like suffered this young trauma versus the version of the same person who didn't. Like, I thought that was a really actually cool side by side about like, it's the same person, and the one who had a good life isn't a villain necessarily, but it's someone who never had to work through these other things. And so there were actually some things where I was like, this is kind of cool. And then everything else happened.
The
movie existed.
Then everything just kind of happened. Yeah. I totally agreed.
And the ending didn't even put a bow on the Snyderverse. It just...
Right.
It pretty much said, hey, sorry we biffed this universe. We're just going to doom it forever and tell you it can't be saved in movie form. Bye.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. Oh, well. Should we get into some quick comic chat?
Let's do it. I'm again not caught up, so
neither am I. So I have been trade
usually
waiting.
This is my job.
Yes. So I have been trade waiting on Superman for the like Action Comics 1050. That's some reason that's the number that always sticks in my head. It's where we get the twins. It's where Power Girl kind of comes back. We got Connor. We got everyone that wears an S now has a cool matching jacket.
Team jackets.
Team jackets. I love it.
I was pro team jacket.
Well, it feels like I think that's over. Quick and dirty, I guess. I got the so I picked up the solicitations on the weekend because I went to a Dan Slott signing to go so we could talk about some Spider-Mans. So I'm just gonna pull this up. Action Comics 1061. All right. Superman Superstars begin. Jason Aaron writes Superman for the first time, joined by fan favorite artist John Timms, the Wizard Bizarro. Also, I can't complain. I always love a good Bizarro story. Jason Aaron writes first time. Right? When Superman's doppelganger discovers a dark secret about himself, it unleashes the most dangerous version of Bizarro the world has ever Now, I know we're all looking at this and going,
where's John Kent?
Where's
everyone's asking, obviously.
Let's look at that really awesome cover of me.
And writing and everything else aside, Jorge Jimenez is just one of my favorite artists. And I also love Clark and Lois, and just
yep. This is it. This is the stuff that I live for. And the other reason why I kind of bring this up is because it was, the 1050 Action Comics 1050 came in with a lot of fanfare with that. But again, with the matching jackets, the Power Girl story coming into her, we're getting Power Girl. That didn't get canceled by any stretch of the means. Lee Williams is still working. And we all love Lee Williams. She's an absolute delight. And we got here, it's right on the cover of their previews, where they're really kind of launching it as like, hey, we got the Superman Superstars era begins January 2024. It really kind of had me go like, wait,
didn't we just do that?
Didn't we just have an era? And here's what's really funny is that in the same
a 5-month-long era.
A 5-month-long era, right? What is this? The X-Men? Come on. And actually the X-Men eras last a lot longer. Now, here's what's really funny is that the Dawn of DC stuff, the trades for the last era are not scheduled to come out until March. So before I even want to jump onto the new era, I want to finish the old era. And that none of those trades come out until March, which has me really excited about all this Dawn of DC stuff coming out on trade. Yeah, because I still want to read Green Arrow.
Because I feel like this is going into the James Gunn thing where I'm like, are we, you hyped me up with a hard reset, and then you played games with my heart.
But at least here's the thing. At least when an era is done, it's kind of done, right? So at least we know we can just buy the trade. Well, we can buy the first 2 volumes in trade, and then we know that story's done. And if we feel like we want to jump onto this new Superstars era, we can, I guess. Right? Right? Maybe? I don't know. But
I know I'm being a negative Nancy, because one of my biggest pet peeves in comics is when the resets and the crossovers and this version of that version at the same time is overdone, because I think it takes away from just having a good story.
Right.
And I get that in the long run, you eventually need that to keep things interesting. Like, obviously, I like that World's Finest is going on at the same time as Batman and Robin and the Superman stuff, because it is something separate. Like, you can read World's Finest and it's these characters, but it's completely independent. And so that's fine. I get stuff like that. But I think, like, with Dawn of DC, like, because when I think about what was like the big thing that I always talked about with the Dawn of DC was I was telling new readers or readers who hadn't read comics in a while and wanted to get back into it, this is your shot. This is your time to jump back in. Here it is. And this kind of stuff just makes it go, but maybe not, but also read this. And then it just...
that's kind of how comics are, isn't it? Like...
Yeah, but Superman can't afford that right now. His comics have suffered so much for so long. They needed the fresh reset and to let it sit for a minute.
This is true. I am going to skip to another cover.
They were bringing in the new twins. John is jumping through the multiverse. Connor keeps getting forgotten about. Power Girl is trying to reestablish that she matters. It's like they just needed to let the Superman Dawn of DC sit for just a minute.
Right.
Just a minute. Then they needed to commit to it.
But let's just admire this cover for just 1 second.
Oh, I have. Listen, I'm a Clark Kent girl.
I know. This is why I brought this up for you. This is for you. This is for no one else but you.
Clark Kent, Dick Grayson, my loves.
Right? So good. Anytime they do this, like, sexy farm boy stuff with Clark, I just giggle a little bit.
It's so funny because his pose is actually very, like, sexualized female character, in, like, the shoulder cant, the hips, the little waistline, like the head angle. It's actually, like, very...
The low-hanging belt.
Yeah, it's, like, actually very, like, you know, like Black Widow kind of, instead of just like the typical male power pose, which is what makes it 10 times funnier, because then his face is so masculine and he's so, like, masculinely drawn, and it's such, like, a rugged outfit. But then the pose is, like, actually very, very, like, woman runway. I'm like,
yes,
I'm living
that's a great
for
way
it.
to put it.
It's so funny.
It kind of reminds me of the Hawkeye Initiative.
Yes. No, literally, though.
Right? Like, it's got a little bit of that feeling to it.
It's like the Bombshell, the Women of DC Bombshells, but, like, this would have been Clark's Bombshell, you know?
Right? Oh, dude, this should totally be a statue. I'm surprised, but it will be.
Only if it's posed just like that.
No has notes. To be.
No notes, no adjustments.
But I
need to know that underneath the knees, he's, like, beveling his foot. He's doing, like, the full foot bevel to get the hips like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love this preview line too. Clark Kent is on a rootin' tootin' rodeo adventure alongside the ghostly Marilyn Moonlight as they get to the bottom of why she haunts the night. Get your posse and join us for a hoedown like you've never seen before. Yeah.
Whoever wrote that has never stepped foot in the South in their entire life.
Yes, no, this is a California man writing something for the South. And it's
a California man with a cowboy fetish.
What is it? What I saw someone refer to, like, you know, those, like, just those gorgeous women that all have, like, tattoos and stuff, but they all wear the cowboy hats and stuff.
Yeah.
Y'alternative model.
Stop. That's not real.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite terms I've ever heard in my life.
The alternative isn't real. It can't hurt you. Is the
Yalternative.
alternative in the room with us right now?
See, I want that. Let's give Clark some tattoos. Let's make him Yalternative.
You know, that reminds me of, you remember the what was it, the Gotham, was it the biker gang Gotham? Oh, what was it called?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
And it had Dick with just like the shirt. It was the jacket and no shirt, and the Nightwing tattoo just like over his chest.
Yeah, it's they were doing it with everybody. Like everyone got like and they were doing statues of it too. I remember Harley getting one.
Gotham City Garage.
Gotham City Garage.
That was it.
I remember that being, and that kind of spinned off from Bombshells as well, because they were all like, "Oh, we could do this with everything."
Yeah, Bombshells. Right? Those designs were actually beautiful, though.
I have a big hardcover book of all the designs.
Oh yeah, Gotham City Garage was like wild.
Oh my god, I love it. If you want to screen share it, I can knock it off.
Oh no, it's fine.
It's fine.
No, I'm pulling it up again, and it didn't make any sense.
It is so good. I love it.
Oh man. Okay, we're good. I'm good.
It's okay, Thascopter. That's what this show does to the best of us.
That's the goal. That's the tagline.
That's right. Zach from Toy Art. Lots of cowboys made their way through Kansas on cattle hauls to here in Colorado.
I'm not saying that Clark being a cowboy specifically doesn't make sense. Like, Cowboy Clark is not I don't even want to say the problem, because I don't have a problem with this. Cowboy Clark is not the gag.
Yes, Cowboy. Justin's saying the Superman has been pretty good so far. So that's actually good news. I think we just need to get people. I think we just need people getting to the comic book store.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't know. You know, I never really know how to solve that problem, because it's just like, I mean, because you kind of do your stuff online, right? So
yeah, I read everything digital, I'll fully admit it. And I think with this thing where you're like, you had this big Dawn of DC hype, again, you have all these people that, at least that I know that I've been talking to, who are like, I'm waiting for like this big Dawn of DC drop. This is going to be my re-entry into comics. I'm excited. But then you have this other stuff happening and people get confused. Like, they go, wait, I thought this was the first Superman. Is that the first Superman? Like, just because it's the way it's always been done doesn't mean that's good. And again, I know eventually it's going to branch out and go into 1,000 things. But again, just give the reset a minute. Just like even 1 month, where the only big thing is, hey, this is our Dawn of DC new super family drop. This is all that's happening for even just 4 weeks before we introduce these other fresh starts.
I am so with you on this. And I feel that Marvel is a culprit of the same thing. I remember, what was it? Like, it was a few years ago now. They had 2 Amazing Spider-Man #1s come out in the same year. Like, you can't be doing that shit, man. You gotta let things breathe a little bit. I do kind of miss the days of like getting to issue 50. Oh my goodness. But I do miss those days. Okay, Lexi's gonna take a quick step away as she does some parenting stuff. In the meantime, chat. Let's do this. I'm gonna put the link in one more time. We are giving away Women of DC Universe Starfire bus designed by Terry Dodson. This is your last chance to get in there. Once you get in, you are in, and we are going to do the draw here, and we're going to do it in about 5 minutes. So that Lexi can go, right? And all that other kind of fun stuff. So let's do this. Oh, look who's joining us. We got Damien here hanging out with us tonight here on Gotham City.
There we go.
There. Oh, is he much? Sounds much better.
We're having big feelings. We're going to hang out with Mama for a minute. Sorry, you keep doing what you were doing.
All right. No, I was just giving this a quick little promo. Just I dropped the link in there one more time so that we could get this going. And again, I believe we do have, not that I'm saying you should send us a super chat, but we do have super chats all set up. We're going to have memberships all set up. Hopefully by next week. And why did I put stuff on top of it? There we go. And don't forget, we're going to be giving away this Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse sketchbook. We are going to be giving this away, and you can put your own doodles in here or do what I'm doing. Go to conventions, get it filled up with commissions and all that kind of stuff as well from your favorite artists. So we will be giving this away as well once the memberships start, and that will be for a members only prize. You can only get this if you worked on the movie. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. So with that said, a few minutes has gone by. We are going to do this draw. I hope everyone is ready.
Can you say Batman?
Mana.
Good job.
Mana.
Na, 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 Batman.
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry, I think this is how we're finishing, how we're going to be for the little bit, last bit here.
I love it. All right. There we go. Woo. Lots of names. Give me one quick moment.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone who entered. One response for. It says we got 24. I only see a few names in the. No. Why would that be? Hang on. Maybe that's correct. Okay, that is correct. It's all right. Hang on. Give me a moment. And there was one more name that kind of just hung out there at the top. Let's get it going. Oop. Sorry, give me one quick moment. I'm going to add it in here individually. Mr. Tad Stewart. You are in here. Has everyone been in here that wants? The link was all screwy again. It's the same one. Hang on. I am going to start adding people in here individually, one by one. Let's get it in there. We've got Quip, Chad Stewart. I'm just trying to think here. We got Derek Hoover. Hang on. Somebody said the link was all screwed. That was Dorlaxian. Let's get you in here. Oh my goodness. I'm getting all. There we go. Give me one quick moment. Dorlaxian. And hang on. Justin, are you in there? Let's take a look. Mohan. There we go. I see, and I'm going to add Thanos Copter in here too. Thanos, you're getting entered into the draw. Right, Nolan's in there. I'm going to add in Stanley's Toy Channel is in there. We are good. Okay. Oh, I'm going to add in Unlimited Power. Seems like he had a brutal day at the dentist. Poor dude. It's all good. All right. I saw Derek Hoover was in there. Johnny, let's get you in there. Oh boy, Johnny. And Stanley. Stanley E. All right. Oop. Hang on, just gonna double check, make sure. Steve.
He's playing with his dad's work phone, so I have a minute.
Okay. It's all good. All right. We're gonna share this. We're gonna share this screen. We're gonna do this The wheel of doom. We usually do eliminations. Sometimes we don't, but Lexi likes to play nice. She likes to do the first person to come up is the winner.
I find the eliminations a little cruel and stressful.
It's meant to be. I want things to feel earned, even though you are here, and I'm very happy that you are.
Didn't they earn it by being here?
They did earn it by being here, but I would be a terrible world leader. I would be this is why I'm never running for Prime Minister of Canada. All right.
This is why.
This is why. All right, here we go. It is the draw. Good luck, everyone who entered. Oh my gosh. Thank God it is Andrew's Gatie's Toys, which means this is staying in Canada, which means shipping will be so much cheaper. Andrew, DM me, send me your address or whichever address you want me to send it to. And you are the proud winner of a Starfire bust. This is it. This is it. This is for you, sir. So thank you very much. So yeah, this is it. I know it's about 5 minutes to
Down.
right. So while hang on, we'll give Lexi a quick moment. So with that said, we're just gonna finish up here now. Like I said, next week we are going to we're gonna go over some wish book stuff. We're gonna look at the stuff that maybe we would have wanted as kids. We're gonna take a look at maybe some kids books that you can do for your kids for Christmas. We're gonna just start looking ahead at Christmas stuff for gifts, stuff for kids, stuff for dads, stuff for your peers, maybe your boss. Do people still give gifts to their boss at work? I don't know. Maybe they do. But anyways, that's what we're going to do next week. So it's going to be I honestly think it's going to be a really, really fun week. And maybe I'll change the background so it's nothing but Clark Kent in cowboy attire. And we're just going to have a yeehaw, rootin' tootin' Christmas special. And it'll be really, 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 really fun. I can't wait. Oh, Bertucci, you just missed the draw. Oh my gosh. Bertucci, who drew our wonderful logo, by the way. Love that man. Thank you. But yeah, that is it. Lexi, do you got any? Do you even have the bandwidth for any final thoughts?
I'm gonna try and catch up on the comics that I have been reading at least, and we'll be able to maybe chat about that next week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Can you say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Good night, Gotham. We'll see you next week.
Say night-night.
Night-night.